Hello, hello. So, I am back. Are you? You are, if you heard me say that, obviously. Okay, it's page 5 of 9, so we're more than halfway done. We're getting there. So I was just saying, what do I do when I'm sad and what do I do when I'm happy? Same thing. I write. I could write all day, every day. It's my number one thing. It's what gets me out of bed in the morning. No. So I don't like water. I'll drink it, but I don't like to swim in it. That's what I mean. So, like swimsuits, I lack body confidence. I like the idea of bikinis, and I do have some. I wear a lot of one pieces. I wear usually compression shorts instead of just normal swim bottoms whenever I swim. But, yeah, that's a part of why I don't really like the water, like swimming. And plus, I get kind of creeped out in the water. I don't know. I don't like feeling wet. It's weird. I do love baths, though. I like to have baths. Not bath bombs, not with bath bombs. So I took tennis lessons and swimming lessons, and I hated both. I loathed, despised, and detested them. And my mom had me do those things. I basically doggy paddle now, still. I took piano and I played piano. So I would hate the recital so much that I wouldn't say anything. Oh, and I also do this, that's a fact. I crack my fingers very strangely, like I'll like turn my fingers at the knuckles. Okay, anyway. So it's like stage fright and everything. I wouldn't say my name or the name of the song. It was so bad. And it's still hard for me to say my name. That's the stuttering fear. So I was in a young people church choir, whatever, and I missed the concert on purpose. My mom thought it was an accident, like we both just forgot. So she still thinks to this day, or right now, that we just missed the day because we did, but it was stage fright. So I had braces, and I got them off my sophomore year of high school, and I had them on for 2 years exactly by the month by the time I got them off. I learned how to ride a bike late in life. I was honestly in middle school, so embarrassing. I was so scared. And I had a bike for a long time just because it was cute, and then I finally sold it at a garage sale, and I made a dad's daughter really happy. Said that weird. I remember like a few homes ago, when I learned how to ride a bike at the park by our house, there was this neighbor girl there, and it was just so embarrassing. I think she was on like roller skates or something, and she was like, you're a freak. Not really, but so my vision sucks. I got glasses in the 4th grade, and then I got contacts in middle school. I remember my glasses, they were, I think, the transition ones, and I had them for a long time, even though I got new ones and I would replace them. I just held on to them. I think they were the transition ones. And they had little cute brown butterflies on the sides. And then the contact story is kind of funny. When I first got them, I was so shy and so embarrassed, like 24/7 all the time, everywhere. And when I was being taught how to put them in my eye, very weird, very uncomfortable, and kind of scary. Like you're putting something in your eye. It's like with eye drops, I get really weird. But anyway, so the lady was helping me, the eye care person, whatever employee, she was teaching me how to do it, and every time I couldn't get it or it would fall out, I would say sorry, and I said it probably like 100 times if you were to count. So I got my first phone in high school, and it was a flip. It was a cute little purple phone, purple case, and then I got an iPhone eventually. I had the flip. I remember, I think freshman year, I know I had it by junior year, I'm trying to remember, was it sophomore year that I got it? Anyway, and then right after I graduated, I got an iPhone. It wasn't anything fancy, it was like the 6? I don't know my iPhones. I don't know my technology. I'm like always cold, and people know that. My boy knows that. And he does pay for it, because I need the cuddles, and I need his warmth. So I can snap, but I cannot whistle. I couldn't snap for the longest time. That's like as close as I get, but you're not supposed to breathe in, you breathe out when you make a whistle noise. Okay, now we're on page 6. So I hold sneezes in, and my coughs, they sometimes sound like sneezes, and I'll laugh if I sneeze in front of you. Does that make sense at all? I really worked hard to make that sentence make sense. Maybe you've heard me sneeze. Sometimes it will come out, sometimes it's very shy. So I'm like always chewing gum, especially in like a social setting or whatever. So yep, chewing gum. I'm like always in pajamas, and like when I leave the house, I try to look cute. but I'm always in like sweats or pajamas when I get home. Like as soon as I am home, when I get home after a day or an activity or whatever and I'm back home, it's like the first thing I go to. See, I can snap. But I try to look cute, and I mean I have a lot of clothes, so I better use them and try to look cute sometimes, some days. I used to actually wear my pajamas out, like to school and on errands, like Walmart, whatever, and that was me. I remember they were fleece, and I would wear the heart ones, the red heart ones, and then I would wear, they were both pink, these pairs that I always wore, and then the other ones were like pink and black plaid. It was so bad. They were obvious pajamas. Now I have a pair of pants, like hippie hipster pants that look like pajamas. They're like peacock and they're really cool and they're like awesome. But some people think they're pajamas and they say, oh, I like your pajamas. And I'm like, anyway. So I have a fear of swallowing pills. I take meds, but I have to chew them. So, like I can't do Advil. I could, and I will like chew it, swallow it, tastes bad, and it really stings and burns and it's bad. And then I'll take like some vitamin C to kind of like stop the nasty taste from overpowering me and killing me. But with my everyday meds, my morning meds, my night meds, you could swallow them, but you could also chew them. They're small enough where they're not too bad, and they also don't taste too bad, if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, I do sometimes put stuff like Advil in applesauce sometimes. I can't have applesauce anymore, I can't have it plain. Yogurt I can still have, but sometimes we would put my old meds before these ones that actually work. We would put that in there, and we even tried ice cream. That ruined ice cream for me for like a month, but it was very short-lived. I got back into my like 3 bowls a day routine. Just kidding, but I used to do that, like 3 bowls a day. But yeah, so swallowing pills. My dad was going to give me like $100 one day if I was able to do it by the end of the day, and I spent like an hour like just gagging and almost throwing up, and it was bad. Okay, moving on. So I'm scared of cats. They have scary eyes like snakes, and they just scare me. I don't like cats. And apparently, this is a fun fact. Another fact. It's not about me, it's about cats. So, a cat. The owner of a cat dies. The cat will eat you. Eat the owner. And then if a dog's owner dies, the dog will lay down by the owner and die itself, or it will wait by the owner until help comes. So I probably should have said the dog fact first, so that's like, oh, it's so cute, and then you see the cat fact, and then you're like, whatever. Okay, so I'm scared of aging and I'm scared of dying. Very true. I feel like I'm not 22 in a few months. I feel like I'm 102. Don't like it. Not a good feeling. So I do believe in ghosts and aliens, and I've had experiences. I have lived in a haunted house, or at least I and some of my family members think it to be a haunted house. And I should talk about that another time. It's exciting. It's interesting. And then aliens, again, experiences. Again, I will talk about that another time. So I have my ears pierced, and I'm wearing my favorite earrings. Fun fact, I love these earrings. And I got them pierced actually a second time. I don't have like a second hole. But when I was a baby, they bothered me so bad that they were just no good. So we took the earrings out, the hole filled back in, and then I turned 8. I was baptized in my church, and I made the choice to, well, it just so happened, like, I didn't have to be baptized or 8 years old to make the choice, but it just happened. So then I turned 8, and I got them pierced again at Claire's in the mall. So I want tattoos and multiple piercings. I want to change my appearance in the future, and you will see that in my future if you continue to follow me. I like pastel goth, and maybe I'll be pastel goth in the future. It'd be fun for like a week. I wish that I was able to go through a phase. A lot of people go through like an emo phase or goth phase or something along those lines. And I have friends who had. And it seems like it'd be a lot of fun, and it's really self-expression. You can't do that in my family. You can express yourself, but there's a limit. It comes to a point, and my parents are pretty strict on that, and so is my school, my church, and anyway, I actually just tried a look. I took a lot of selfies because I was pretty proud of it. It was a lot of fun. But I tried like a pastel goth look, outfit, and makeup. Very simple. Simplistic, but I think it was definitely pastel goth, and I could do that like a makeup tutorial or something because I'm a beauty guru. Just kidding. So I have a modest clothes modest and modest. Hidden in my room that my parents don't know about, including some of the keys. Saving those for later. I used to like change in the car before school on the way to school. But anyway, yeah. So change in the car at high school. That was the joke with my favorite teachers. I did get caught one time. My mom followed me, but yeah, I still have that sweater. It was like this, like kind of low. There was something underneath, obviously, but then it was worn with a really short skirt, and I still have both pieces. But that was awkward, and not much to that story. I just got in trouble, and she just felt the need to follow me that day. Weird. Okay, so I used to hate clothes and shopping, and then I went through a phase where I would wear this hand-me-down brown Abercrombie hoodie thing, or pullover sweater, and it was hand-me-down from my sister Ashley, who loved Abercrombie and the color brown, so I was like, perfect. Brown Abercrombie. So yeah, I used to wear that sweater every day to school, every day in middle school, my 6th grade year. And 7th grade, the next year, I got more into clothes. So I love clothes now, probably too much. Used to hate them. So I used to be a shopaholic, started in middle school when I got into clothes. Favorite clothing store / website, I love Forever 21. I've also been really into kawaii, really girly inspired clothing like Asian fashion, especially from Sanren's particularly. Forever 21, it's fast fashion, so Sanren, so are a lot of clothing websites that I really like. It's hard. But I love thrifting so much, too much. I could thrift all the time. I got into thrifting through my sister Haley. We would thrift together sometimes when I started high school and when she was early in college. And then it became a thing with my friends, and that's like all we would do. And anyway, I love wearing dresses. It's like all I wear, I swear. I'm a girly girl, probably knew that. Pink lace everywhere. Started wearing makeup in the 7th grade. Don't know if I said that. That's also the year I got into clothes, which I know I said. My makeup look, it was blush and mascara, and that was like it. I was allowed more, but I just chose less. And then the next year, 8th grade, I remember I would go to my locker in between classes and go to the bathroom during class, and I would go to my locker and apply more foundation. And some people would see, and I was very self-conscious, and I still am, but not really in that aspect, that area of my life. Anyway, so my hair has been dyed a lot. Natural colors, like blonde. It was like bleached blonde in 8th grade, and it was pretty. I loved it. It was just really hard on my hair. And then I dyed my hair a reddish kind of color, I dyed it back to brown, which turned into a reddish color my sophomore year, I think it was, junior year, whatever. And it turned red. What am I saying? So 8th grade, and then by 9th grade it was brown, and then it was turning red over time by my sophomore year. And like junior year it was like pretty red, so then whatever the story was, then it got highlights and chopped off the red though, and then my natural grew back, and then I got highlights my junior year. And then I got like a pixie cut, like really short, like chin length. That was my senior year of high school, and then I've been growing my hair out ever since, and it was my natural. It was just me, my hair, and I. And then I dyed it a reddish brownish kind of color. That was just a little bit ago, actually, 2 years ago, because last year I dyed it for the first time balayage. Was that it? I think that was it. And then before that it was like reddish, just a few months before I did the balayage. That's right. So right now it's like a caramel balayage, not balayage, balayage. I want to dye my hair white after I graduate. So like this is my plan. I want to do like all kind of fun like rainbow colors, like unicorn or mermaid or something. But it will be white for most of the time, and then this is what I want to do if and when I have kids. So like the gender reveal, whatever, I would do blue for a boy and then pink for a girl. Did I say that right? Whatever. And then in the summers I would do all kinds of hair. Like, I want to be a teacher. So during the school year you have to look more professional. It depends on where you are, where you go, where you teach. So it depends on where I'm at. But if I had to guess, I would just assume that they're going to be more conservative. So anyway, I want to dye my hair crazy colors. In the future, lots of pastels. Love pastels. And I actually chewed on my hair in elementary school. I would get called out on it in class. It was a really, really bad habit. Something interesting, I don't like getting my nails done. I don't like to go in and have people touch me or touch my nails. It's my space, it's my bubble, and I prefer to paint my own nails at home. And then toes, speaking of toes, well, nails, toes, my two toes by my bigger toe, they're longer than my big toe. My friend Emma says that means I'm royal, like I'm of royal blood in my family line or something. Very interesting. So Emma, shout out to you. Thank you for complimenting me on my toes. So, okay, we're almost done, kind of. I was obsessed with the pioneer era, especially in elementary school, ever since the 4th grade when we talked about the trail, like the Oregon Trail and everything. And I remember we saw the Whitman mission, and we would just do all kinds of things. And I actually, for my dollhouse, I still have this, it's by Shellac brand company, wagon with these little characters, like pioneer folks. And I just would write about pioneers, and I would make up stories, and I would make up names and families, and I loved that era. I would draw pioneers and whatever. Research them, family history, still love it. I love the Love Comes Softly movie series, which really started and fed my obsession with the pioneer days, as I would call it. So it's like I think it's by Hallmark. I was obsessed with Webkinz, and I still have mine, which is like 50 of them. That's not too bad of an exaggeration, and I'm probably even low in my estimate of how many I have. So around, no lie, no joke, 50. And I also have my brother's too. I was going to buy them off him, or he wanted me to, but only after he gave them to me for free. Does that make sense? No? He loves to make a buck. So for the children I might never have, but really I have been debating. I might do this idea instead, where for like read aloud or reading time in my future classroom, hopefully 1st grade, that's my dream, my whatever. They could each pick a little stuffed animal that day, and they just have like a reading buddy, kind of cute. So me and my brother Dakota, we were really close when we were younger, and we kind of still are now. There was a period of time where we were just like hating each other, but we would play Webkinz and Legos all the time. My brother's not sentimental, he's a minimalist, and I'm the opposite. So I'm surprised he gave them to me for free though. The Webkinz, that is. They're still in the garage. There's like 3 boxes just full, jam-packed with them. So I played Bratz and Baby Dolls with a childhood friend named Savannah, so shout out to you. We would do that almost every day after school in elementary school. Our favorite thing to do, we would have play dates. We would do that all the time. We would take pictures of the Bratz with these corny little Bratz cameras. So hi, Savannah. I like playing cards, Face 10 especially. There's also like the Texas cards. I don't know. They're like Texas size and Texas brand, but they're from my sister-in-law Angela. And I just call it the Texas game. I don't know what it's called, like how to play. I'm not a virgin. I have to be careful that I say that. There are eyes and ears everywhere, but I'm not a virgin. I got my first kiss during my senior year of high school, and he was a douchebag. It happened at a stoplight, and I was driving, and we both made eye contact. He was in the passenger seat, and yeah. My first boyfriend was during my senior year. I don't know else how to phrase that. It sounds weird. My first boyfriend was during my senior year. But he wasn't my first kiss, which is real weird. My love language is not physical touch. I'll hold hands, but and I'll kiss. That's okay, that's better, but it's like I don't really like hugs. I have some friends who are really into hugs, like Emily, I love you, but your hugs, I don't like the hugs. I don't know, they're okay, but it's like, I don't know. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious right now. I'm Mormon now, but it's only until I graduate / move out, whatever comes first. It's not really by choice, it's more of a family thing. So I'm currently in college at BYU, Idaho. I'm like a third of the way done with school, so I'm a sophomore. I'm going to school to be a teacher. I want to teach L-Ed, specifically 1st grade. I'm very specific. I've never gotten straight A's, but I'm going to try in college, especially this semester. I'm going to be doing full-time. I don't want to work I want to have a full schedule, like 17 credits-ish. So I'm really gonna be busy and I really want to work hard. I did fail online PE in high school. Cute story. There was a lot of paperwork. It was like an actual class and not really like the physical education class that you would normally have or take. And I would do power walking to avoid PE, and obviously I really wanted to avoid PE, so much so that I did it online. And I failed it because I turned in things late. And it was like these entries, and I love to journal, but these were ridiculous. It was like a health class, like paperwork, like for a job. It was so dumb. I was often the teacher's pet. It was the worst in 4th grade. Mrs. Wingert, she really loved me, and I think I was her favorite. I don't know. She's one of my favorite teachers. Yeah. And then it kind of like led into other years. High school, that's when I really started talking, and I would goof off in class, and I was sometimes the class clown or class clown wannabe. Some people thought it was funny. But that kind of died off, and I had favorite teachers, but I don't think they had a favorite student in me. I'm talking so fast and like slipping up. Okay, so I was almost always, well, usually the either crazy or innocent one in my group of friends at school. And people would comment on that like, oh, Emily's so innocent, she doesn't know what's going on, she doesn't understand what we're talking about. That, or I was just called like the crazy one, like the one who doesn't make sense, the one who just does and says things and is crazy. So I hate math, and my math teachers hated me because I would talk during math, or I just wouldn't understand it, and I wouldn't ask for questions because I was embarrassed and I just didn't care. So, excuse me. So I'm thinking about going to China to teach English before I graduate. It's called ILP, International Language Program. But I don't know if I'll do that anymore. My anxiety's just been so bad, and I'm focusing on school, and I would have to do it before I graduate, and that duration from now until I graduate sometime. I don't know. So I do have the money for it, but I've been using that money slowly but surely for spending because I'm putting everything else towards school. I don't have a job anymore, so my spending's coming out of that money. So it was $3,000 for that program, but now it's shrinking down. So I might not go, not just because of that, but anyway. So my work history goes lawn mowing / lawn mowing care business, lawn care business with my parents and my brother, and then employee at Great Harvest. And then I was a nanny for a family friend. And my last job was being a home care aide for a family friend, a boy with autism. I want my first car to be either a slug bug or a truck. They're like opposite personalities, and there's stereotypes attached to it, like, you know, a truck girl, like a cowgirl boots and country music or something, and then a truck, it's a truck. And a slug bug, it's like a girly girl, like a bubbly personality or something. We do have a truck, Busby, as I call him, a bright yellow truck, like a construction worker truck. Anyway, kind of like that orange tone, but anyway, might buy that off my parents, but he's getting a lot of miles on him, and he's really old, and I don't know. We would use him for lawns, and I love to drive him around. I just feel so safe, and he's so sturdy, and I love the way it drives, but might buy another car, might buy a bug, might buy another car for my parents once I move out. I want to live in Meridian, Boise, Idaho area. I love that area. There's so much to do there. My sister Ashley lives there. There's good memories. She might move by the time I move out and possibly move there, but anyway. So I used to want a tiny house, but I might have that as a second house. And actually, we're interested in these sheds, my parents. We might not get a shed off the side of our house anymore because we still have room in the garage, which is kind of a playroom, and I don't know why I'm saying all this. But we might get a shed, and there's these really cool ones here in town, and they have like 700 other locations. And it's kind of interesting. They don't really look like sheds. Not all of them do. They seem like a little house. And the guy said, and I already knew this just by the looks of it and just a wild guess, but he said that you can actually live in them. So some of them have a cute little like half wraparound porch, and they're just angled so cute. There's a lot of windows, and you can do all kinds of things, custom paint, and just certain things on the inside. Like you could do like a little bench area, or not a bunk, like a loft. So real cool. I can picture that maybe as my first house, maybe as my forever house. I'd love to build though. Maybe if I build my dream house out in the country, the middle of nowhere, on a bunch of land, acres and acres, in a field or a meadow or something, that could be in the backyard. Then there's my dream house, you know. So I could do that. It'd just be so cool. And then you would have to get things installed, like electric, AC, I don't know all those terms, but anyway. So if I have kids, I want 3 kids, but I have like dozens of baby names and no baby. So I might have to have like 100 kids because I have so many name ideas. So, okay, I promise we're almost done. Looks like 2 more bullet points. So I suffer from a few mental disorders and illnesses. But my saying that and me being open and deciding to give that information is just me being open. My saying not giving that information is me being open, I guess. So I've done counseling in the past, and I'm proud of that because it means I got help. So, anyway, I said that. I said those things and stuff. So 50 plus random facts about me, 2K19, get to know me. So, now I'm going to leave you, and my camera might die because I might be at another half hour, or it's just going to tell me to stop talking because it's out of battery. Let me scoot up. So, I'm like a half hour later than I had planned. Can you see me? Than I had planned to stop talking. But now I'm really going to stop talking. So, that is me. So, yeah. Okay. Awkward angle. And bye.